Well, Mikel, I just wonder if the word or the question, what if, is just going round and round in your head. What if that Eza shot had been an inch to the right? What if the Havertz header is a touch lower, or the one-on-ones a touch higher maybe? But is that ultimately in these big games, the fine margins decide them?
That's exactly that. And when you don't do it and they have the individual quality to deliver the moments that they have delivered, that's the risk to lose again, because I don't think there was any difference between the two teams.
So what do you say to your player? Is that just bad luck, or is it something more?
There are a few elements on that. There is an element of luck that the ball goes in or not. In the second one, the ball gets deflected, it goes to Haaland. There is individual quality as well, and there is in that moment to be so cool, precise, and ruthless, and you have to be that.
So one aspect is the result, and that obviously doesn't feel great. The other aspect is the performance. You wanted to come here and show yourselves, turn up, give a proper account of yourself. Did you do that?
And we absolutely did that, as you could see, and especially the way we end up the game, and right from the beginning, the attitude of the team. And we could have been a bit more composed in certain moments, but we certainly took the game to areas that we wanted, and we knew that we had a big chance to win it. We've been very close, not close enough, and now we have to reset. We lost an opportunity today, big one, but there is still another 5 to go, and we need to reset and go again, because it's a lot of positive to take from the game.
Yeah, just tell us about how you tried to go about it today, because it was a very front-footed looking team sheet, lots of creative players on there, and you were very, very aggressive. At one point, as they're trying to play out, Gabriel's come from centre half to I can't remember who to press, but it's an indication of the intent, right?
100%. And with the ball, we had the same one, and we generated situations that we believe we could generate. There is even one that guy is onside on the halfway line, totally free to go 1v1. So we did that, but we know. So we are in the level that we are in because this team has taken us there. That's the level that you have to be to win it. And today there are certain elements, which is the most important one. When you are in front of goal and big chances like we had today against them, you need to put it away to come away from the Etihad with the 3 points.
As we'd expect from two teams this good, was that an absolutely elite, top-level football match?
Yes, you had moments. Obviously, it was a lot of battle as well and intensity, because you expect that. But there are a big part of the game that had a lot of similarities with the first 28 minutes of the cup final, because we had two massive chances as well to go ahead, and we didn't, and that changes the course of the game.
In domestic competition, it's 4 defeats in a row, but it's not the best you played in a little while today, would you say?
I don't know. We take it game by game. I think we had some very good moments. A few days ago in the Champions League as well against the Sporting. We're playing so many games. We are the only team that is playing and playing and playing and playing. That's a difference as well. But the positive thing that we've seen the level today, we can go with that. Not only that we can be even better. And there's 5 games to go, and we're going to give a real go to it.
Psychologically, how big a test is it going to be to respond? I mean, the scrutiny and the pressure's been pretty intense on you guys anyway, and you know what the narrative out of this will be. It's City's to lose now. They're momentum-wise feel in the box seat. How do you counter that within your own dressing room?
But we have full belief that we can do it. I mean, we've been doing it. Today we show again the team that we are is in our hands, and is there for the taking.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, aren't you, in the coming few weeks, because Manchester City are still in second place, and we sort of almost crowned them champions here today, but they've got some work to do.
No, but it's not the fact. It's the fact that coming into this game, could they stay within 3 points? No disrespect to Burnley, expect Man City to go and win at Burnley. Then they become top of the table, and that's what we was all expecting. That's what we was all thinking would happen. And the big sort of chat today, could Arsenal get a draw here? And they couldn't. Man City did it, and they're doing it. Well, so why would everyone rip them off?
A reminder, if they win at Burnley, which you would expect them to do, which you do expect them to do, they will go top on goal difference. Then Arsenal play twice against Newcastle and Fulham. Could go 6 clear again before City go to Everton, who've made life pretty difficult for Liverpool today, albeit lost, and Brentford, who'll be chasing European football themselves. So it's nip and tuck, isn't it, in these finals?
Yeah, but Arsenal from their camp will believe that City are going to win every game. That has to be their mindset. And obviously it'll be the same for them. I think you can't be looking at other teams to try and do you a favour. And that's why it was in Arsenal hands a little bit today to come here and try and get a result. And a good result obviously would have been a draw. So that's the frustration. But Arsenal will now be sitting in that dressing room believing that Man City, and one of the biggest words in sport is momentum. And City have it at the moment. And Arsenal have lost it.
Unbeaten in 13 as well.
Dave, I'm not sure that Pep Guardiola thought in November, December that he had a team capable of winning the league this year. Kuznetsov hadn't emerged, Gay wasn't in the club, Semenyo wasn't in the club, Nico O'Reilly wasn't at the level.
Talked before the game about those people who could just come up with that moment of magic in a game like this. Of course, Ryan Cherky was at the forefront of our thought. Could he actually be the difference in this title race, in these tight moments, Mike?
I think he can. I mean, if you look at his feet and his technique, it's absolutely outstanding. But like I said before the game, he takes risks and he believes in his ability. He's always looking for that little pocket of space, but when he gets in there, he knows exactly what he's going to do. It might be unpredictable to us, but the way he dresses up, Gabriel doesn't come out, so he knows he's got the momentum, and it's just about his feet, and that is a wonderful goal because he believes in his ability.
Eze has to compete there, doesn't he?
That's he's got to do better there, for sure. But talking about the goal there, his feet are so quick, the way he changed direction, left foot, right foot, outstanding. And he's keeping Foden out of the team at the moment because of moments like this.
First Premier League player to double figures in goals and assists in all competitions, and this is his first season as well, Patrick. But there were questions over him, did you think, when he actually came to the Premier League?
No, there was question in him in France, not about his talent, about him performing at a high level, because he's a terrific player. His ability is unbelievable. And I think he chose the right place and working with the right manager, because he needed to have somebody to be really demanding on him. And leaving Lyon, coming to Manchester City, where he grew up, I think he's taking a lot of responsibility. And he do understand that he need to be decisive. He need to score goals. He need to make assists. And since he's been at City, he's completely a different player. And this goal really reflects his talent, because when he gets inside the box, he knows that nobody can touch him. And his ability to go left and right, it's something, that's his talent, a pure talent.
We played at a decent level. When I see players doing that at that speed, it's amazing to watch, isn't it?
It's amazing.
I scratch my head going, how did I do it at such speed? And then at the end of it, going through it, and then having the ability to stick it in the corner. Well, what a talent.
But Arsenal got straight back into it, and it was another City signing, Donnarumma, that was actually at fault here. But do you think there was a deliberate ploy, Roy? Because straight from the kick-off, they went back and decided to go long and try and put City under a bit of pressure.
There certainly is. Of course, we see teams doing that a lot now, but I'd be irritated about a Man City player. I think they should just head it clear there, because they must know what they're trying to do. They're pressing in. But credit to Havertz here, he reads it quickly. The goalkeeper's far too slow. He's on his heels, and credit to the Havertz for closing him down, and they got his just rewards. But even there, she just do a first time. He must know the pressure, and again, he takes that first touch. His body shape's all wrong. Well, not all wrong, but obviously he knows he's not going to get that much time, and Havertz can't add a little bit of luck, then with deflection going in. And then you're thinking, whoa, momentum was back with Arsenal at that moment in time. But a huge mistake from an experienced goalkeeper. He's got to do better, because it could have proved really costly.
And really, that left the game on a knife edge at 1-1. But then big chances for Arsenal that we've mentioned already, Patrick. And is it these moments that could really come back to haunt them?
Away to City, when you create chances, clear chances like that, you have to take them. And obviously, it was a really good defensive setup from Arsenal, and the offensive transition was quite really good. A really good ball here from Odegaard, and you expect Havertz to score. That is a important moment in the game where he has to do better.
Does he do anything wrong, or do we credit the goalkeeper, actually?
Yeah, it's amazing save there. I mean, we've seen Donnarumma on the ball, but, I mean, off the ball, he's just outstanding, and that's why Man City bought him in. And then there was the Eze checks, Patrick.
Yes, Eze, that is, I like to have him centrally, because he's got a really good talent. A good touch, one touch, facing the goal, and take it straight away with the left-footed. And
do you think then it was a great effort? And do you think it was the wrong selection to have him on that left-hand side where he spent so much of the game?
No, because he didn't stay really on the left-hand side. He came inside and created the overload. And that was, I think, the tactical plan. It was quite really interesting, because he touched the ball quite a lot. I was a little bit disappointed, to be honest, that he came off, because I think he was getting into the game, and he could create chances of scoring goals because he's got that quality. And taking him off, I think I was disappointed to see him off.
Yeah, and obviously the criticism of Arsenal over the last few months is that maybe lack of creativity. There was plenty of it today, but the hardest part of football, as we said, putting the ball in the back of the net.
And we saw that crucial double save from Donnarumma from Havertz, and then the follow-up from Martinelli. But then he's involved in what could be the crucial goal in this title race. Now, is this all about his quick thinking, Roy, or does Nico O'Reilly make the decision for him, or do you blame Arsenal?
No, I think Martinelli helps the goalkeeper his decision by pressing too early. They're not really set, and they don't need to go chasing the game. And this is where your mentality and decision making and experienced players. But after this, obviously they're on the back foot. We know City the capabilities, and Haaland's had a battle all day. No surprise any official will be on touch. But just to be, if you stop it here, it's just definitely, I'd be putting this more on Arsenal. Credit to O'Reilly, he's an attack-minded player. We see his form's outstanding, and defensively he's brilliant today. But Martinelli doesn't have to press there. He doesn't have to press. And if anything, it encourages the goalkeeper to throw it out. Do you agree?
I completely agree with you. I think when you're looking at, even when Donnarumma get the ball in his hand, he was a huge space between the Arsenal back four and the front players. There's a huge space that Arsenal wasn't set and wasn't ready to go to put pressure.
And a real old wrestle, wasn't it, at the back post? Great footwork as well from O'Reilly, Mikey.
Yeah, I mean, he was outstanding again. I mean, he just gets that movement. Haaland stretches. Such a wonderful finish. I mean, I think the defenders got the best of him in the first half, but second half, he really shone.
Mike, I think we can have another angle.
Yeah. So I just want to stop it when it comes here. And the thing is with Arsenal have been really good in a low block. Today they opted to go really high, and they pressed really aggressive. But when the goalkeeper gets the ball here, not on to press because it's too late. Now you then have to realise to get back in shape. O'Reilly makes that run. So now you're in between the lines, and that is, we talk about moments within football, and that could be on the manager. Yes, they might have been told to press, but it's on the players to realise when they can press and when they can't. If he would have held then, Arsenal would have been able to get in that low block and then force it wide and maybe got the ball out. But just those decisions
Should players
could
be
be
speaking
key.
to him? Maybe some of the players behind him should be telling him to get back in, because your priority there, you're not going to win it there and then. You smell it in a game, and I don't think he needs to go there. And that's where you need your better players or leaders to put him back in. And they got punished for it.
Yeah, it's a brilliant moment, isn't it, for City? And you just always wonder if it's going to be Haaland who has that final decisive touch in a game like this.
Yeah, well, there's no surprise, obviously. But again, what we praised Haaland today was listen, we know he's an amazing goal scorer, but his battling, he was an outlet for his teammates, and that's what you need. That's where we go back Silva. You got to do the hard yards.
Welcome.
Yeah, you got to do the hard yards, and they've done that today, the City players. And they always do.
Just checking the time. We've got another 45 minutes of conversation. We've got to 2-1, Gary, but still there were major moments, weren't there, for Arsenal to try and get a foothold in this game. First of all, through the set piece, Gabriel.
Yeah, I mean, this was the one that I think Nico O'Reilly's a little bit lucky here because he has his arm up in the air, and if Gabriel heads it against his arm, it's definitely a penalty. But again, a second bit of good fortune for Manchester City that the deflection off Nico O'Reilly it beats Donnarumma, but it just hits the post, and Eze hits the post, Gabriel hits the post. Then that Havertz chance late on was gilt-edged.
Well, let's have a look at that in just a moment. Having said that, Gary, do you think Havertz justified his selection today?
Yeah, I thought he did well. I thought he played the target role of Gyökeres, but also was more agile and he linked play.
This is the moment, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
What a great ball in. He sees it all the way. He's just, again, there's enough pace in it. He has just got to hit the target. He's more than capable of doing that. The timing, great ball in. Wow, yeah, that was it. That was the moment. Look, middle of the goals. Anywhere, either side of the goalkeeper.
He gets up so well, Patrick, as well, doesn't he?
His timing was perfect. You have the quality of the cross, quite really hard ones, and his timing, jumping, he was really close to score, but unfortunately for him and for Arsenal, he missed that chance.
They thought that was their moment,
They
Mike.
thought it was. But it's not over yet. They've still got 5 games to go. I mean, everyone's going on like it's the end. I believe Man City win because of momentum, like we've said. But for Arsenal, there's still 5 games left. go and prove to everyone why you can win it.
And wasn't it interesting, this battle that we saw between Haaland and Gabriel, and the way that he spoke about it afterwards? He seemed to really relish it, and we've kind of had the same thoughts from Gabriel, even in the build-up to this game. But did it actually go very close to going over the edge? I'm asking two experts here.
No, listen, I think I really enjoyed that battle. I think in the last couple of years, those two players been really to each other. But the referee managed the situation really well. They were competitive, they were really difficult, but it's the kind of games that we want to see, that I enjoy watching.
And it was give and take. They were both giving it and taking it. That's what you want to see. Even with the head situation, again, Haaland could have easily gone down there. We saw Walker doing it a few years ago. I think it was against United. But we like.
Does Haaland save him there, though?
Yeah, he does. But you also want players to help other professionals. You don't want to be rolling around trying to get people sent off. That's the referee's decision. But I like what he's done there. I thought, you know what? Yeah, he stuck his head on me, but we'll get on with it.
What's your take on this, Gary? Because VAR said not excessive force, but if he does get a red card in that situation, if Gabriel I'm talking about, it would be a 3-match ban for violent conduct, which could be a huge blow for Arsenal in these finals.
If Gabriel had scored later on or had some sort of impact on the game, I think Pep Guardiola would have been absolutely fuming. I think it's pretty accepting in football. You're allowed to put your head against each other, but the minute that one of you does that, it's usually a red. But I mean, I was happy he didn't send him off.
Yeah, but you don't want, obviously, Haaland, you don't want players then rolling around either. You know, it's still up to the referee's decision to make it what does he think is a red card. But I'm glad other pros are helping each other out. We don't want all that carry on rolling around.
It probably is a red, but common sense. I think the referee used common sense, so you've got to give him praise for that. I mean, if he does get a 3-match ban, it wouldn't have been great. But I don't want to give red cards for that. I was just more interested in seeing the battle, like you've just said. The battle. I mean, you're talking about potentially red. You two back in the day.
He doesn't. I don't think he does anything really aggressive on the side of.
Saying that, we see people getting sent off for grabbing someone's hair, so there'll be arguments to that. That's more. Maybe more violent than that.
I got sent off for that against...
Pushing your head?
Yeah, against Steve McManaman in a Manchester derby like 20-odd years. You played in the game, did you, Roy? It's exactly the same thing. I just leant my head forward and...
But your head is bigger, isn't it? More dangerous.
Did it cost you?
Weight behind it, yeah.
Did the suspension cost you as well?
No, we won every game when he was suspended.
Coming from the never missed him.
Well, as I said, apologies for the language. I get the feeling they were trying to hold quite a lot back in that interview with Patrick there. A lot of emotion, given what they've just achieved here this afternoon. And they had to roll their sleeves up. Did you like the way that Erling Haaland scrapped, particularly in that second half against
I enjoyed that battle. Yeah, it was really good. And the referee let it get on, but obviously there could have been a sending off. But they were both at it, physical battle. And I enjoyed that. That's part of the game, the physicality. And I credit to the referee letting him get on with it. But as Haaland just said there, he produced the big moment, decisive moment, that winning goal. And credit to these players. And whenever you look at Pep, in terms of peaking at the right time, they do seem to peak, whatever regarding the training, the days off Pep gives, obviously his experience. It helps when you recruit in January, you can bring a couple of top players in, helps the group. But what I still like about this City group, and even Pep, that hunger, whatever trophies they've won, the previous success, you saw today how much they wanted that. They wanted that win, and usually produced bits of quality. Rode their luck a little bit. Arsenal had big chances, didn't take it, but they are peaking at the right time, and that's what this game's about.
But was that hunger perhaps epitomised by Bernardo Silva? And we've got two of the best Premier League centre midfielders here of all time, and a very fine right back who won a title with Manchester City as well. But they do come in all sorts of shapes and sizes, don't they, midfield players? And Bernardo is probably one of the smallest, but it doesn't stop him putting such a performance.
I think today he really produced an unbelievable performance in possession, but I think we talking about out of possession, because sometimes when you're in a really difficult period, you just need to put your sleeve up and then just go for the battles for the team. And I think he did it quite really well today. He's a leader of this team. You know, I think everybody's looking at him. So when he's like that and puts his head where the players put in their feet and he's given tackles, that will lift the teams around him.
It's versatility though, isn't he? He's played false nine, he's played right, he's played left, he goes deeper, he controls the tempo of the game, and then he's got a moment in him, you know, to have that sort of performance against Arsenal, who it was always going to be about today. let's have it right. It was who was going to win this game, who's going to have the momentum, and you need your big players to show up, and he showed up, and that is the difference. Although Arsenal played really well, in the crucial moments they couldn't get over the line, and that may be the difference at the end of the season.
How confident are you now?
No, I was always confident that if Man City won this, they would win it. But they can't be complacent now. I think that is, they've got to go to Burnley, and like I said before, Arsenal have got 2 games before Man City play again. But if you're looking at that team and you're looking at the work rate, tactically and everything they do, the performance, Nico O'Reilly, again, fantastic. You just back Man City just because of the experience.
You said to us a few weeks ago, Patrick, for Arsenal this season, it was now or never. Did you feel that was also the case here this afternoon?
Yes, I was quite confident that they will get a result today. When I say the result is at least a draw, because it's quite a really difficult teams to beat and to score goals. Today, I think they had a good performance, but the difference between good teams and the great teams, the teams who are not used to win and the one who used to win and to compete at this level all the time, you can see the difference today on the field. And those top players make a difference today. The momentum is on City side. It will be really interesting to see how Arsenal will recover, because that is a huge disappointment for them, because they will feel even more the pressure now. And the mental, I always question the mental strength of the team. And I will question it even more now regarding the result of the games today.
Yeah, I agree with Patrick, because they had the chances. You know, the manager, when he reflects on the game, you know, we analyse the games till the cows come home. But if you said before the game you're going to get these type of chances, you got to take them. And some of their big players didn't take them. And obviously that would be the difference in tight games. And I remember a few teams over here have come here the last few months where I know City are doing really well at the moment, but Forest have nicked the result, Chelsea and Brighton. So it was... Arsenal certainly had the capabilities to come get a result today. And they had the chances, they created huge chances, and that will define your seasons, particularly in the tight games, particularly against your biggest rivals. Come the end of the season, that points total will make a big difference, of course.
We will have a closer look at those chances, of course, and I think it's worth exploring what Patrick was talking about there as well, that mental side of the game, which has seen Arsenal now lose 4 of their last 6 compared to 3 of their first 49 in all competitions this season. But let's get a flavour of the mood in the Arsenal dressing room. Martin Ødegaard now with Patrick Davison.
Well, Martin, firstly, if I can ask about the result and the feeling you have right now when you've given so much to such a big game. How low are you in this instant?
Yeah, no, disappointed not to win. Obviously, we wanted to come here and get a result, and I thought we were really up for it today. We played a good game. I thought we pressed them really well. We had some really good moments there on the high press, and then especially second half we looked a lot more dangerous. You know, had a few big moments there in front of goals. So yeah, small margins, you know, to decide a game like this, and yeah, we weren't sharp enough in front of the goals, and yeah, that's why we go home with nothing. So disappointed.
Yeah, is that almost the overriding feeling from it? Inches, centimetres between victory and defeat.
Yeah, for sure. That's football at this level, especially 2 teams like today. You know, going head to head like this, it was always going to be like that. Very intense, very tough, and as I said, small margins. So yeah, it's frustrating, but there was a lot of good things in the game. I thought from us we did some really good things, and now it's just about looking forward to the next game, bounce back and keep going and keep pushing all the way to the end.
How brave, how front-footed did you try to be in your game plan today, particularly with the way you pressed them, and obviously that created the goal you did score? Yeah,
no, I thought the high press was really good. Felt like we was going to regain the ball and look dangerous there, and then obviously they have qualities, so sometimes you're going to end up deep, and that's the struggle against this team. But I thought we did really well, apart from the goals, and then maybe lacked a bit of composure on the ball a few times, but I thought second half we did better and created those big moments. So yeah, overall a decent performance and small margins, but yeah, we just got to learn from that and move on to next now.
When did you know you were going to be able to play, and how physically did you feel, and actually do you feel stood here now in terms of, because the team is going to need you for what's ahead?
Yeah, no, it was a tight call, but But yeah, I felt okay in the game. You know, I was a bit tired in the end, but it was good to be back. And yeah, hopefully I can keep being with the team now until the end.
Even though the team's given a good performance today, you know the noise that will follow this. It will feel, certainly the talk will be that the momentum's with City, that Arsenal could have been 9, 12 points clear. On Wednesday they could go top. Is there a big kind of psychological barrage you're going to have to deal with now?
There's always that in football. There's always pressure, always noise, and that's a part of being a football player at this level. So that's completely normal to us, and we're just going to keep going, stay focused on ourselves like we've done the whole season. And as I said, just look forward to the next game now and bounce back, get a win there, and move on. That's all we're going to do, you know. So that's a part of football, and you have to live with that. And yeah, that's a good thing, I'd say.
Still believe?
Of course. Yeah.
Thank you.
And this was what Declan Rice thought at full time. It's not done. Talking to his teammates, Ødegaard himself, in fact. And that has to be the view, doesn't it? Do you have to be, and they go again, they've got a week to think about this before they take on Newcastle at home next Saturday. Do you though, in some ways, Roy, have to be careful how you reflect on a performance and a defeat like that?
Dead right. I think you have to be critical of yourselves as Arsenal players. You've got to be careful now. I have Ødegaard get interviewed a few times, and he's even there afterwards saying, yeah, we played with, you know, they've lost the game. And the goals, early in the season, they weren't conceding many goals, they weren't giving up many chances. Now, 2 goals today, 2 goals last week, 2 goals in the cup game with Southampton. They have to be critical of themselves. And I've questioned this group of players about that mentality, getting a grip of each other. I'd want somebody after the game to be really critical, because when they will analyse the second goal, the winning goal, they were all over the place. I think from the goalkeeper to the goal, I'm going to have a guess, was it 10, 11 seconds? Far too easy. So they can sit there, they can speak after the game, and they had the chances, but the winning goal, these are crucial moments. And if you're trying to get your hands on the trophies, these moments are key. We're praising Silva for running back and winning headers against strikers who are 6'4", and we're seeing Man City getting a winning goal. And I guarantee Arteta and his staff and his defensive staff particularly will be going, you'll never win it with title giving up goals like that. Whereas you had that hunger. We talk about mentality in sport, but mentality is decision making. We see Martinelli making 1 or 2 rash decisions, almost giving Man City the option to throw it between the lines. And when we see the goal, it's, again, the way I look at it, if you give a goal away like that in training, the manager would stop training and go, lads, are you focused? Are you concentrating? And that moment there, or not making a tackle, or Haaland getting the goal at the end, obviously that could be the difference between winning the league and losing it. And so they've got to be self-critical and not come out after the game or the next few days when their PR teams are on them going, yeah, we played well, we had chances, and we'll give them a little bit of praise for the chances.
Which they did, yeah.
Yeah, which they did, but we have to be then really critical of the winning goal, because that is the defining moment.
Which we'll come to. But could the mentality actually shift now for Arsenal? Because they've been leading all this time, and certainly in the last few weeks, they've felt City's breath on their neck. It feels like that chase could see City go top on Wednesday night. If they go and win in Burnley, they will be. Now, could that shift the mentality for Arsenal, that they have to respond? They've got 2 games back-to-back before City play again after that.
They have to respond, and you're expecting top players to respond when they have their back against the wall. But Ødegaard, I believe that in his interview just now, just said everything right, you know. But I think I agree with Roy that it's important for players to take responsibility as well, because I think today they quite played a good game, but there were a lack of togetherness on the side where we have to be really demanding to each other. They're creating enough chances to at least not losing that game, and I think that what they are missing can have an impact in the game on the result, and it will be important for them to not accepting easily that lost, because they shouldn't lose the game today with the way that they perform, because I think Mikel team selection was right. We was questioning Ødegaard and Eze on the field together, but when you analyze the game, I think they had a good game of football, but going back to London with 0 points, I think it became a player's responsibility.
Isn't it? It's well and truly on.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, still we have hopes, but the only reality in the truth that we have a terrible calendar, and in terms of the quality of the opponents, and we are not top of the league. So far they are the best team in England, but of course we extend the chance the hopes, to fight until the end.
What's the best thing about your team's performance today, from your point of view?
What we won against that team. So we beat him once. It's difficult, but twice in a match and 3. So they're so incredibly competitive, aggressive, and all departments and set pieces and long balls, second balls, and today didn't less build up Muslim balls. They are so good with Havertz and all the guys. So, but we had momentums. They had momentums. At the end, we did it.
Is the momentum with your team now rather than Arsenal?
No, I don't know. I didn't see, to be honest, I didn't see Arsenal in bad momentum at all. So in the Carabao Cup, we were more, I think we were better. Today was, half equal, and momentums were really, really good. But, they came here after the defeat, and that give you a something, anger, and something that you don't have because we won. And that is a little bit the difference. But we knew it. We talk about that we expect the most competitive. They are so competitive, start from Mikel, from the players, we know that. But at the same time, we are too.
Tell us about the game on a technical level, because it did look like these are the best two teams in the country.
Yeah, definitely. The table speaks for itself, and they have been the best. Always I think to the guys, congratulations. So we are alive, but don't lose the focus. And the focus is Burnley on Wednesday. That of course is our game in hand right now, and we can be, there. And that is what we have to do. So win our game. So that is what we have to do. But knowing that will be will be so difficult, because I'm thinking Everton or Brentford at home or Aston Villa the last one, and like in Crystal Palace, look in the form, all these kind of games that we have. So Bournemouth away, 13 games was last week, won in Emirates and in Newcastle. Really tough two places. So that's why that only are feeling okay. We are drawing on losing, so we have been more difficult.
It's well played. The manager said, Bernardo, if you lost, it was over. It's very much not over. How big was that?
Yeah, very big, obviously, because that puts us in a position where if we win the game in hand, we were on the same points. And if you look 2 weeks ago, this didn't look very likely, this scenario. So, yeah, tough game, a good game, but we're happy. We're happy that we can be on the same points.
Erling, you looked in very good spirits at full time. A little side eye to the camera, and was it a sing-song as well?
Yeah, I was quite happy, I have to be honest. It was a great moment for me, and great win.
Yeah. How much did you enjoy the battle today, team to team, but also the individual battle with Gabriel?
I think it's always like this, a lot of fighting and these kind of things. So what can I say? It's always nice.
You can say something.
Erling was fantastic today, fighting for every ball. It's not easy with two centre backs that strong, and he was unbelievable. So thank you so much, Miguel. Apart from the goal that he always scores, today he fought like an animal. Yeah.
Thank you, bro.
So while we're being nice to each other, what about this guy? Not too long left in the sky blue shirt. Not just what he does on the ball, off the ball today. There was one chasing back. I think it was Havertz. Yeah. He won a header towards the end against Gyökeres.
Yeah, I remember that cross. I told him after when he headed it out. I just told him, "You were like fuck."
Erling, language, please.
Come on.
It's all right. It's all right.
We all been swearing in our lives. I just told him he was like Cannavaro. So today, Bernie. I'm not going to make it emotional here, but you were really good as usual today as well.
So Cannavaro, did you feel like that was a top level game, like two absolute elite teams going head to head?
Yeah, I thought we were very good until we make the mistake, and we change a bit the mood and after the 30th minute, something like this. Then second half was tough because it looked like we were in control of the game. We had more possession, but it always felt that they were very dangerous. They have two very big chances in a row, and these big games are like this. It's the small details, the small margins make the difference. But overall, I think we played a good game. We were there. Our fans were there. So I'm really proud.
When the small details go your way like they did today, and obviously, like you say, you did play well as well, does it make you start to think maybe it's our name on that trophy?
Well, it's a long season. I think a lot of small details went.
He's grinning away next to you.
But didn't go our way this season. A lot of small details, not only decisions, but also unlucky plays that we had. We missed a lot of chances. We had a lot of games that we should have won, and today things went our way. I'm really happy.
Right, you're smirking away. What do you think? Do you want to answer that question as well?
No, I think as I told you a few days ago, every game is a final. I told you that. On Wednesday we're having a final. So now, when we are done speaking here, it's about start to focus and recover and prepare for Burnley, because Burnley game is as important as this game and as the Chelsea game was. So we need to focus. We need to stay humble, don't think too much, and focus on next.
Going back to that physical battle with Gabriel, if I may, did you win it at a crucial moment for your goal? Just winning a trial of strength to give yourself the space?
I don't know. I think that's other to decide if I won that battle or not.
In that moment, I suppose you could say,
yes. Of course, I scored the goal.
Yeah.
So, of course, I won that battle in that decisive moment. It was a good cross. The ball came. The finish was perfect. So in the end, I think it was a great goal and decisive moment. And in the end, we win.
Yeah, and I think you lost an undershirt. That was hanging off at one point, and then you were both booked. Were you slightly surprised that was the outcome of that? Let's call it a head-to-head.
I think if I fell on the floor there, which I will not do unless someone really attacks me, I think maybe it would be a red card. I'm not sure. I haven't seen the situation, to be honest, but it is what it is. I will not fall on the floor as easy like this. So yellow card for me. I don't know why. He comes up to my face. It is what it is.
Bernardo, last one for you, because we know now your time as a City player is coming to an end. Slightly more emotional today because of that? Or, I mean, I spoke to you before the game, you looked locked in and not thinking about yourself at all.
No, because I made the decision a long time ago. So for me, it's been emotional all season because I knew my decision, and I just want to finish on a good end with trophies, and I'm doing my best for this club until the end.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well,
League Live on the road for you as well. We're still digesting quite what we've seen behind us and the impact it potentially is going to have.
I know, I mean, the build-up was so big, wasn't it? We all thought that it was possibly the biggest game in Premier League, maybe for 12, 13 years. It was that big, and it didn't let us down. For the neutral, it was a brilliant game. I thought the right team won. I thought Manchester City were the better team on the day. However, it went right down to the final kick. We mentioned Havertz before, what a good performance he made, especially in the first half, and then, wow, he had a chance to equalise right at the end. It had all the drama, and it means that this title race is going to go on and on. You would like to think now until the last game. Incredible.
Yeah, it was the Premier League at its finest there for everything, Adi.
I think we said it so many times. That's why the Premier League is the best league in the world. And if you watch games like this, and sometimes I actually question myself, how did I manage to play in this league for 12 years? Obviously, knowing my background and where I came from, this is just so beautiful, emotional, and that's the most important thing of football. People get emotional. You see Man City score after 57 seconds, they echo glass and they keep going. And we talk about it before the game. It's going to be a game of patience. Man City need to win, but they need to be patient. They need to keep the ball well, and that's what they have done quite when Cherki, what an unbelievable player, and Doku, he has traumatized his I think the left back or the right back today. Playing against Doku is something you have to be ready to work for, because he get the ball. As soon as he get the ball, the first thing he's turn and face you, and you don't know what he can go right, he can go left, he can also go right. So he gives them a lot of problem today. But as he said, Michael, I think the best team took the 3 points today.
And if you were going to do a sort of prediction before who might get the winner, there's only one man in the Manchester City team. I mean, he'd actually gone 4 games without scoring. We were only scoring, talking about his numbers last week when he hadn't scored, and it fell to him today, and he's the hero.
I really enjoyed that battle today. It was a physical battle. Arsenal centre-halves were all over him at every opportunity. He had to fight, he had to scrap, he had to wait for his chance, but when it did come, you can see he's using his body strength at the back post, and he's on his front foot all the time. This is a where it starts. Martinelli really, he's sleeping. He's looking at Gahey. He needs to be looking at O'Reilly. O'Reilly takes a chance, breaks forward, and all of a sudden now it's 2v1 on this side. I don't think Mikel Arteta will be happy at all with Martinelli, but we pick up Haaland on the back post. He doesn't mind fighting with a player. If that was me, I would be trying to avoid contact, stay away from defenders, but he's got such strength, he doesn't mind that physical contact. And then when the ball drops to him, hitting it hard, hitting it low, holding his man off, brilliant finish. Cometh the man, cometh the hour.
Because that is his ability, that is what he got, that is what he's good at, holding people, and that's allow him to be. If you leave him, have to have the ball one-on-one, he can't dribble anyone. Technical ability, he's a great player, don't get it twisted, but when it comes to technical ability, he's not that technical, he's not like Shakir, he's not like Doku. So allow him to have the ball sometimes is good, but fighting with him like this all the time, you're giving him, without knowing, more motivation, and that's what he has done, punish them at the end.
Yeah. And we've touched on Arsenal. In fact, Martin Keown is back with us, the Arsenal events. Where are you coming?
Where do you want me, Steve?
Left back.
Where you been hiding, Martin?
This could get like Haaland and Gabriel if we're not careful.
We were just talking about that battle, actually. I mean, it was a great battle to watch all day, wasn't it?
It was, and hopefully there's respect for one another. I think we're going to see a few more of those battles over the piece, because the Man City Arsenal, no doubt, will come into battle again in the future. Players, I did feel for them. I said that at the end of the 90 minutes. You know, they gave a good account of themselves today. I don't believe they're out of the race. I didn't see them going off the pitch in any mood of that, like the League Cup final where it looked they were completely outplayed. That didn't happen today. I felt they deserved to get something out of the match.
Did you? Well, both these gentlemen thought Manchester City deserved to win, but of course it is a matter of opinion, and I wouldn't expect you to
Havertz scores at the end, it's a different matter.
How big a chance was that?
You know, Eze hits the post, Swivels hits the post. I doesn't think there was a lot of luck. You could argue they had a few of those City in the first half themselves. It was, to be honest, you couldn't take your eyes off it. At any moment, someone was going to score out of nothing. And I thought O'Reilly was the best player on the pitch. Quite magnificent in the way he takes the game, even the goal that they score. Look at that for a save from Donnarumma.
These are the fine margins, Martin, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, it was interesting because Donnarumma, it was a bit like the Kepa situation in the League Cup final, and it was on Donnarumma, and then he gives away, but then he makes up for it with these saves. Hit the post again there. Gabriel, not a good idea giving him that kind of space. And Arsenal just kept taking the game, and I mean, what a ball this is from Trossard, and you think Havertz has done everything right. He's got up early, and he just has to hit the target there. He won't sleep at night tonight after that one.
Yeah, no wonder Mikel Arteta's diving on the ground. That's a huge chance. Huge chance. Sometimes I watch a chance, and we all find different chances easier than others. Some people have a stock finish and whatever. But I would have thought that Havertz there, he couldn't ask for a better ball. He couldn't ask to be in a better position. That is a massive chance. You would have fancied that one.
Yeah, for sure, because I'm quite good in the end, and the way the ball is coming with full power,
pace,
and I'm pretty sure he actually tried to redirect the ball, but the speed that the ball come towards you, you have to give the speed back. And you see, when you try to direct the ball, you can't get it right. So I think you should rather smash. When you enter the ball and smash the ball, you give the ball more power, then you can actually direct the ball.
When you're younger and you're heading the ball, every coach I ever played under always said, head the ball down. Head the ball down when you're trying. That's the reason why. Of course, listen, the goalkeeper saves it with his feet, then okay, but you always have to try to head the ball down. If he did, I think we'd be having a different conversation at the moment.
And as you say, they are the fine margins, and you're talking about the body language, but they will be hurting. And as you said, if City win at Burnley on Wednesday, suddenly Arsenal aren't top of the league. I mean, how psychologically damaging could this be today?
You could argue that will switch. That could switch to City. I didn't think they were handling the pressure today as well as I thought they would have. That really shocked me in this stadium today. You had Donnarumma looking like it was the Arsenal goalie in the League Cup final. We had a different situation. The mood swung here. And so, if they, they can win a treble now, City. Suddenly they can win both cups and they can win the Premier League. Does that present pressure? You feel not, because Pep's in the building and he'll guide them through. But it's still a younger bunch, isn't it? Yeah. Stars are emerging. I thought O'Reilly was magnificent. So there'll be new runners and riders in this Pep story. But it's still new for some of these. I mean, how will they react? They reacted well today, in fairness. But it's not over yet, Steve. And every man and his dog in the world seems to feel. You feel it in the stadium against Arsenal. And I just feel that there's a resolve. And I was proud of their performance because it's not easy. This is a top-class outfit here, City. It's a dynasty of trophies. Four of them they've won. We talked before the game. It's a good job Arsenal are around to try and stop it, because otherwise I think they'd just snowball the whole Premier League. They're so much better than everybody else right now, but Arsenal today gave a good account of themselves.
Adi, today, I mean, I mentioned it was one of the best atmospheres I've heard here today. The City supporters played their part. You talk about emotion. They drove City forward, didn't they, at times?
That's quite important, because knowing, I think we are footballers, right? Whenever we play in front of our fans, in front of our family, it's a whole different game together. And City fans were, after Arsenal goal, they tried to push their team, especially in the second half before the kickoff. They were singing, they were shouting, trying to motivate their players to be more able to have more capacity, and that's what they have done. And I think, as we said, and I said a couple of months back, that Arsenal coming to City at Etihad is going to be very, very difficult, and they make life difficult for them. We saw in the last 7 minutes, the extra time, it's not Man City playing anymore, it's the fans. Because even though if you are tired of running, they give you that extra mile, they give you that extra motivation to do the job for the team, and that's what they have all done well. I think this victory is not for only the players, it's for the whole club.
Yeah, as we've mentioned many times, and some of the titles that Martin's talking about there, yes, they've come from behind, but they haven't come from nowhere, in a sense, like this season, have they? If they get close and go top on Wednesday, this is new territory, even for City standards.
It is. They've been really out of sorts, or inconsistent is probably a fairer word, throughout the season. But they kick into gear, don't they, when it matters? I mean, I really didn't think at any point during the season they were going to win the league this season. Obviously, Arsenal have been very, very dominant before the season. Liverpool were the reigning champions and had added to their squad. I thought this was a transitional season for City. The longer it's gone on, the better they've got. And this factor as well, in April, Pep Guardiola, he wins games consistently in April. And on the flip side of it, Mikel Arteta's record in April is pretty poor. So that momentum, they've won some big games in recent weeks. What a time to hit form. What a time. And now they must look at all the remaining fixtures and think, wow, well, if we can beat Chelsea, we can beat Arsenal twice, if we can beat all these top teams, then nothing's going to stop us now.
Yeah, let's have a look at them, Martin, because Arsenal still on paper have a favourable run-in here with these fixtures, and even Pep Guardiola on Friday was mentioning some of the games that City have got to play, including going to Everton and going to Bournemouth and Aston Villa and indeed Brentford coming here.
Exactly. I mean, there's no easy fixtures, there's no doubt about it. You get that mindset, you kind of like you're in a tunnel, and you do what's necessary to get the results, and that's what both teams will now enter into. And it will be the same against Burnley. You know, they'll be buzzing. Newcastle without a win now. They lost the last 4. A great time for them to turn it round. Pep will be desperate for that to happen. So you can't worry about the other fixtures. You've got to go and do your job, get your 3 points on the board, and then pass that pressure over to the other team. So, you know, we've got a hell of a few weeks ahead of us.
We have. If you were actually, I think Bernardo Silva's coming to join us, the Manchester City skipper, very, very soon. But if you were in the Arsenal, he's coming in. Come on, Bernardo. Sorry. You're far more important than a question to Martin Keown. I didn't mean that. Well played, sir. Thank you very much indeed.
No, congratulations.
The Manchester City captain live here on Premier League Live. I mean, well, that was fantastic to watch. What was that like to play in, and how good was that feeling at full time?
Well, a big game, a tough game, because Arsenal are a top side. I think we started really well with our people, with the atmosphere. We scored a goal, then a silly mistake that changed a bit the mood. And then the second half, even though we were always in possession, it felt like Arsenal was always dangerous. They had two big chances in a row. And we know that the big games are games that are decided in small details, in small margins. Overall, it was a good performance, and we're very happy that we could get these 3 points that put us in a position where, if we win the game in hand, we're on the same points.
Yeah, and you knew it was a game you had to win. You played like that today.
For sure, because if you look at 2 weeks back, this scenario wouldn't be very likely. So for us to have this opportunity at home, we had to take it, we had to go for it, we went for it, and we're just happy. 3 points, not more than that, even though it's a big game, obviously. But now on Wednesday, the three points that we play against Burnley are the same 3 points that we play here, and we need to stay focused because a long way to go.
Bernardo, well played. Your energy and quality were outstanding today. How much do you feel that the experience of doing this many, many times before, how much of an effect does that have in this title running?
Obviously, I play these games in a different way that I played when I first arrived. Luckily, I also had guys like David Silva, like company, like Fernandinho, that passed me that experience, that showed me the way to win. And I think to have that mix in the team is always very nice. And right now, we have a group of young guys that bring a different thing to the team, a different energy. And today, Cherki with the goal, he was unbelievable again. And for us to try and show them the way, it's also nice. And it works as a team, and we're doing well at the moment.
And Erling Haaland, I mean, much has been said about him in the last few weeks, but when a chance drops in a big game, you don't want anyone else in that situation, do you? For sure.
Erling he's been massive for us, and today, once again, not just the goal, but the way he fought for every duel, every ball with Gabriel and Saliba. It's not easy with both centre-backs, they're strong, and he was really good for us today.
Bernardo, I'd like to ask you, this what you've achieved at this football club, the manager and you yourself, do you sense the manager is like brand new, wants to keep going? Because you're 31, everyone's saying it's time to leave. That's not right, surely. I played to 38. Why are you leaving the party?
That was my decision. I took a decision. The manager decision, it's his decision. I don't know what he's going to do. For me, it felt like it was the right time to also give some space to these young guys. And it was just amazing. My time here, it was amazing. Now I have 6 weeks to enjoy, to give everything for this club, to end on a good note with trophies, hopefully.
There's no problem with your energy levels because you were the last man at one stage.
Yeah.
We're just about getting the clear. How did you find yourself in that situation?
I was surprised my defender left me alone there. So, but yeah, I tried my best and I was happily I could clear the ball.
What does it do to the dressing room? I know you've been down this road before, but you've not come from quite far this behind when people were saying, "Oh, City are out of the title race." What does it do now to the belief? Because it's in your hands for the first time.
Yeah, me personally, I've been in this position for three times, I would say, against Liverpool and against Arsenal in our treble season. And yeah, it feels good when it looks like no one believes in you, and then out of nowhere you have a chance again. Now we're in that position, but let's say that Arsenal and Man City, they're both in a good position to win, not just us. Because if we win our game in hand, we're level on points. Then it goes to goal difference if no one drops points. I don't think both teams will win both.
Bernardo, does the pressure change now? You can now win a treble. Do you see that as pressure?
He's trying it, Bernardo. He's trying it.
The pressure to perform well at the highest level, like because you played at the highest level, is always there. Always there.
Every day.
Every day, every season. So that doesn't change now.
Right, Martin, that's enough of the mind games. Leave it there, Bernardo. Well done. Thank you very much indeed. Congratulations.
In those interviews, and yet those celebrations afterwards, it felt like it had some real feeling behind them.
Well, I suppose if you're an Arsenal fan or player, then they looked a bit excessive and like maybe they'd already won it. I think it was more a celebration of realising now they're really in this and it's in their own hands. They've kind of beat the opposition, sent out a warning, sent out a message, if you want, to everyone. We're here, we're back with you. They've got a game in hand, I say game in hand, the game on against Burnley midweek, and then all of a sudden they could be sitting top. Now, if you're sitting top after all that time being second, well, Wayne will tell me better than I know, but if you fall from being on top after all that time and then drop, it's a mindset.
I think it was a little bit over the top. I think.
Do you?
Yeah, I think with 6 games to go for City, and it was a little bit over the top, I felt. But it's obviously a big win. But I also think for Arsenal, they have to pick themselves up from that, because I think Arsenal will be relieved that game's come and gone, and now they've got 5 games left. If they win them, obviously they've got a great chance to win the league, but
I mean, it's a bit of a cliche, isn't it? But use those celebrations to motivate themselves.
Yeah, I just think it's a little bit premature and it might come back to bite them.
All right, let's look
you
at...
hope, you mean?
Well, come on to that as well. Let's take a look at, the battle between Haaland and Gabriel was fantastic. And as he said there to Guy, he relished it.
Yeah, it was a good old school battle, wasn't it? I think between 2 top players, and I really enjoyed Haaland's performance today. If you look at his intentions right from the start, closing the goalkeeper down, putting pressure on the Arsenal backline all afternoon, and here is positioning just off the back of Gabriel. Great movement, gets across the front for him, probably should do a little bit better with the finish, but again, all day he was causing Arsenal problems. Now again here, being a bit clever, making runs in behind. No defender likes players running behind him, and this is where he probably needs to tidy his game up. If he gets a bit more care on this pass, Semenyo probably goes through and scores, but he was causing problems all day. He had just been in the right place, been a nuisance, not switching off, anticipating where the ball's going to drop. Gets a good touch and probably should do a little bit better game with the finish. Yeah, and then this on the goal, I really like this. He's always on the back of Gabriel. You can always see his number. And now Gabriel doesn't know where he is. And then he gets involved. And once Gabriel gets involved, he loses focus, he loses positioning. And Inhand is a strong man, uses all his power, and that's a fantastic finish. Again, he had these little battles, knocking him off his feet, making him have to touch him, have to foul him. He didn't like it. He didn't like it at all. And again, here he's all over his back. Haaland being strong, being a nuisance. This is what you want to see from Erling Haaland in every game. If he does this, he is unplayable. And then a little bit of handbags, and Gabriel's probably a little bit lucky, I think, to stay on the pitch then.
You think that could have been? I think you both think that could have been a red
I think they got lucky there. It's like Haaland gets more wound. If you wind him up early, it's like his energy rises and he enjoys the battle. I think you're better not fighting him sometimes and just kind of leaving him be a little bit, but he was bang at it today.
And the other thing that you highlighted there was just by having a centre-half having to focus on that physical battle means their decision-making goes slightly different and they won't necessarily be in positions that they want to be.
Yeah, well, they're focused on the player, and you can't give Erling Haaland space. And what he was doing all day today was he was pulling off the back of Gabriel, and so Gabriel had to go and find him. And then there was little pockets of space for the midfield players to run through him.
There have been plenty of games recently, haven't there, where Arsenal can be criticised and have been criticised. You would argue today was probably not one of them?
Yeah, I thought they approached the game with real confidence and quite brave, actually. They pressed City from the start. Like, City were good. They were really good. Really difficult to play them in a minute. But they went after them and they took a risk early in the game. And sometimes City played through them and got, in for chances, of course. But this is what Arsenal fans have, in recent years, have moaned about in big games. Maybe they've been too pragmatic. Here, look, this is after going a goal down. All condensed in that little space of the pitch, waiting for a mistake. Poor throw-in, Donnarumma bad touch. Back in the game from Havertz' willingness to go and close down. And that's a mentality shift, I think, from previous seasons where we've seen them play there. And second half, to be fair to them, they got punched a couple of times in terms of City nearly scoring. But then they came out and they were throwing men forward, trying to get... I mean, Havertz should score. It's a good save from Donnarumma, of course it is. But it's a great breakaway. And again, committing men forward. Like, this is 1-1. Arsenal have been criticised many times for not going to try and win it or not being adventurous enough. See how many men they've got forward there at 1-1 away at City when the draw suits Arsenal. Here, set play, Gabriel, but we've seen this many times before. Havertz again, he's unlucky. Coutinho, I thought Havertz actually played well. He should have scored more than his one goal. This is at 2-1, so of course you expect them to be more adventurous, but the quality across, Havertz has to score. It's a wonderful chance, and that changes the whole dynamic of the title race. But in terms of criticising Arsenal today, no. I thought they'd give City a real good game. City were excellent as well. In recent weeks, if they'd have played like that last week, for example, against Bournemouth, they wouldn't be in this position.
Because they were fine margins, though. I mean, they could have easily gone 2-1 up before City got their second.
Yes, but the mentality to want to do it, rather than go 1-1's all right. They didn't. They went after them. They tried to win the game. They risked losing the game trying to win it.
I mean, Kai Havertz did have a good game for them through the middle today. I know you're slightly puzzled by Gyökeres being on the bench, aren't you?
Yeah, I just think in a game of this stature, your big number 9 who you've brought in for big money in the summer, like Haaland for Man City, you want them playing in these games and to make the difference. And I was just looking at it, I was thinking, if I was him, what would I be feeling? I wouldn't be happy at all if I was sat on the bench in a game like this.
Would it affect your confidence?
Maybe for the run-in for the next few games, because he'd be sat there thinking, does the manager fancy me? Does he fancy Havertz ahead of me?
Yeah. I think he's created a more squad mentality, though. I think players at Arsenal are more used to it. It's just the way he works. I know you'd be knocking on his...
Yeah, but
you'd be knocking on his finishes, yeah, that's it.
But if the big discussion for 2 or 3 years has been about needing a number 9, and then you spend the money on the number 9, and then you have the big game and a title decider and don't pick him, you can understand the mixed messages there, can't you?
Yeah, you can, and Havertz, as Danny said, he did have a good game, but I think if you're coming in, you're meant to be the goal scorer, and I actually think he's had a decent season. I think he'd be really disappointed he didn't play today.
So we asked both Wayne and Danny to predict the title race now. So we gave them all the fixtures remaining, and then asked them whether win, lose or draw. Not actual scores. Wayne wondered at 1 minute whether we were going to put a bet on for him. But so you think Arsenal will win all of them, and you think City will drop 2 points away at Everton?
Yeah, I think it'll be tight. I think Arsenal, they're good fixtures for Arsenal. I think they will win all them games. And I think City's fixtures a little bit more difficult, and I think Everton might take a couple of points off them.
Do you see any, when you look at the Arsenal ones, and look...
I'd say West Ham away.
You'd go West Ham away?
I think they're playing well, West Ham. It's a tough game. That'll be a full house. That'll be a good atmosphere. I still think Arsenal will win, but that'll be tight.
I would... the only reason I would flip that is because of how nervous it has seemed at the Emirates. So when you look at their home games, you've gone for wins against Newcastle, Fulham and Burnley.
Yeah, I think that the fans have got a big role to play. I said this last season against Real Madrid, they were excellent, and against PSG, they were very poor. And in the last game against Bournemouth, they're booing the players off the pitch, and they've been top of the league all season. And so the Arsenal fans, I want Arsenal to win the league. I don't want Man City to win the league. The Arsenal fans need to get behind the team. And
can you understand that they're nervous, though, right? Can you understand that after 20-odd years without a title, they are nervous?
Yeah, but they've got to show the players. The players will be nervous as well. They've got to show the players that they're with them, that they give them the full support. I know they do, but when they're booing them after, they're in the same final as the Champions League and top the league.
So they were Wayne's. Then we asked Danny to do the same. He just basically went win. Did you spend any time thinking about this, or did you just go win?
I just think they're going to be so focused now, both of them. They're two powerful teams. They've got such an array of talent. They're not reliant on 11. I think they'll win all the games. I think it'll go to goal difference.
So that would be it. It would go down to goal difference. You don't see any potential pitfalls, hurdles?
Bournemouth away. I think Bournemouth on their day can cause problems for any team. The only thing is with that is that Bournemouth are going to go after Man City and not be pragmatic, so you'd expect City to have enough. I just think big players turn up in the big moments. And I think City will edge it because they've got Haaland.
Right. We shall see after reaching the Europa League semi-final.